Okay, so this is the game. This is the game LawCraft. So as you click on the play button, this will then kind of load. You're going to click New Game, and you can just click Continue here. But it is a good idea to read it because it kind of explains what you're doing, and if there's parts that you don't understand, or like you're not sure what the word is, you can hit the audio and it will play that for you. I've got the audio muted right now, but the first step actually is to select which kind of district you are going to represent. And so if you click on each of those, it'll just give you a little bit of a description about what it's like in that area. And it doesn't really matter is which one you pick, although which one you pick will change like which kinds of bills and which way you want to vote and which way you're more likely to get reelected, depending upon how you, because you are representing the people of this district. So each district is a little different. Some districts are mostly a big city. Some districts are mostly farmland. Some districts are kind of the suburbs. Some districts are like College Station. And so there's actually one of them that is kind of like College Station, actually, this one. First district where residents enjoy access to the city and the countryside. So that's kind of us. We're not too far from Houston, but we are also, not a real big city ourselves. And so it's not, you don't have to drive very far to get out to the country. And we have a large university. Now, we're not the state capital, but anyway, so you just select whichever one you want, and it kind of tells you a little bit about your district. So I'm just going to select one, go ahead and select that, and then it goes into a little bit more of the demographics of yours district. So you can see, all right, 20% are older, 48% adults, 32% young. You can see what percentage is urban and suburban. And this part can be pretty important here where you're paying attention to these things because depending upon which um, demographics you have, you might support a bill a little that would do a few different things. Now, there's a lot of details in this game and it can get a little bit confusing. You don't have to pay attention to every single detail to get it figured out. But so if it's a little overwhelming, don't worry about it. Then you hit continue. So you're at the Capitol. And it starts off. So you just hit continue again. And there's different letters from there's three different letters from constituents, and so you can click on you can read about you need to read about the problem. So as I'm retired after 45 years, so this is an older person in the security business. I worry that we're not doing enough to keep our country safe. The government must take action to keep residents protected from foreign and domestic threats of terrorism. Okay. um, Terrorist acts can happen anywhere. I don't mind paying more in taxes if that means I can sleep better at night. So this is a particular person. You can explore that issue, or you can. Um, so then it's going to ask you, based on the letter, who might care about this issue. So you're looking. Wait a second. This is going to be an older adult, and go through, and it's going to ask you each of these questions. Um, Now you got to think about your district. He doesn't say exactly where he's from, but you think, okay, it's probably suburban. That's the most likely, and that's probably medium to high income is my guess. I'm not real sure. Let's see. And so we hit submit. If he's willing, then you'll see how your results are. So I got that one right. I got that one right. And you're just basically trying to see who would support this type of law, which groups of people. If these are the people, and you'll notice it says strong support, moderate support. So if these people support it, then it might be a bill that I would be wanting to, that I want to um, support, especially considering that was a large demographic of my group. And so then I want to go to the next letter. And so I'm going to explore these three letters, go through the whole process exploring those letters. Anyway, and I'm not going to actually pay attention to all these. I'm going to click and it might get them wrong now. So I got that one wrong. See, the strongest support was on the young on this one, this issue. Um, suburban support strong on that issue. And so go through the next letter. And like I said, you wouldn't click through it really fast like I'm doing, but just to get us through to the next part. Okay, so um, once you have kind of gone through the three different major issues that they've brought to you, so one on terrorism prevention, one on civic engagement, and one on drug prevention, you've got, well, this one's important to adults, suburban people that live in the suburbs, and low and medium income. Okay. And so this one is important to young people, suburban, and medium income. This one's important to older, suburban, and urban, and medium income. And so now I need to kind of look. Well, I have mostly adults, so it's probably one that I want, but I've also got a good number of young. So, but are young people that vote? Not as much. And so I need to probably focus on adult, which would put me at this one, drug prevention. But then I'm suburban and urban, and this one's really important to suburban and urban people. So that's, and I've got a reasonable number of older people, and then my most is medium and high income. So medium is important here. So there's a lot of these that I could pick. If this says need help, and I could say yes, and it'll kind of tell me which one it'll kind of guide me through. So, you can pick whichever one. I'm just going to select one um, and go with it. Now, if you pick one that's harder, that's not as important to your demographics, it's going to be harder for you to get support for it. So then as you go through this, these things don't skip through. Read what it says. A lot of work goes into each clause or piece of text in a bill. During congressional hearings, members of the public are invited to share facts and opinions, which may influence which clauses are adopted. Your bill is currently empty, so you will need to hold a hearing to generate your first few clauses. And so you just click on hold hearings. This part is where I say it starts to get kind of confusing, all these symbols and everything. Read through it and try to understand it a little bit, but don't get bogged down in that part. And then you just select somebody to listen to and hold a hearing and listen to them. And then you can look at these different clauses and you can see, and you can click on it. Oh, wait, click continue. And then if you click on it, you can see that gives me 2 votes in favor of it, but I still have 23 votes against it. And then this one gives me 3 votes. Now, don't just click through, read to see what it is. Try to understand why people are supporting it and not. That one gives me 3 votes, 22 against. That one doesn't change any of the people that it would give me votes for. So, I could take that one off and add that one. It still gets me 3. So I'm going to need to hold more hearings before I'm going to get enough support. So I need to hold more hearings, listen to some additional people, and there'll be more ideas. And there's new clauses. All right, click continue. And as you can look through, now those old clauses that I didn't click on before, they're still here. I can still select them. Let's see, this one. See, this one gets me a few more votes. That one didn't get any. See, these kind of do the same thing. These do cooperation and suburbs. That's what the S stands for. So it's not getting me, either one of these gets me the same support, basically. Maybe this gives me a few more support kind of idea. And so then I probably need to hold more hearings because I still don't have enough votes. Let's talk to this penny pincher. hold a hearing with this person. And there's the different ideas. And so now I'm including the ones before I was spending some money. Well, now I'm looking at one to see if it'll get people to vote. That one, so that's getting some more votes. I'm getting more votes with this. Um, and so that you see, I'm starting to get closer, but there's not enough still. Now, my reelectability, I'm not very reelectable yet. So I've got to keep an eye on that as well. And anyway, you just continue going through this whole process basically until you get to where you have at least 50% and then you call a vote. And this is how bills are made. And so that's kind of the purpose of the game, is for you to see how a bill becomes a law.